Welcome to All Access Aurora Borealis. Indeed, welcome and good afternoon to another edition of the show, All Access Aurora Borealis. Of course, we speak soccer on a Thursday afternoon right here on SportsTownChicago.com. Of course, Aurora Borealis are winding down to the end of the season, and we're pretty much coming to the end of this series, All Access Aurora Borealis. However, there's still some business at hand to take care of, as the club, having not had the season they would have expected, their debut season, they still have some business to wrap up. They still want to have a strong finish to the season. Now, last weekend, they went out there, and if what happened then is anything to go by, then that strong finish could be very well on the cards. As per usual, this afternoon, we have two players in studio as our guests, and we're going to introduce them to you right now. To my immediate left and playing in the midfield is David Reynoso. And also playing on the midfield, I guess he's playing on the left of midfield this afternoon, is Danny Miranda. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
All right, before we get to you, let's talk about now on the weekend. The team traveled away to Grand Rapids,
To Michigan.
Ole, up there in Michigan, and they did well. They did extremely well. They actually won that game. They beat Grand Rapids Ole 5-2. Now, if you remember, only a couple of weeks ago, they were expected to beat this team at home because this team is at the very bottom of the PLA East Division. And everybody beat them, except Aurora Borealis, and at home at worst. But the thing about it is that teams in the PLA East Division seem to do better on the road, and that has been the case here for Aurora Borealis. They have now won 2 games on the road, and they have drawn 1, which puts them at 7 points. So they beat Grand Rapids Ole 5-2, and we had Ruel Obio scoring a hat-trick. Now, if you remember, Obio was on the program 2-3 weeks ago, and he was itching to get out there to get this job done. On the weekend, he did extremely well, and we're going to have a look at a clip from that interview on July 7th.
Well, I was there on the Friday loss, and obviously this is gut-wrenching to be sitting there. I was on the bench with the team, and just seeing the way that we were playing. I think we hit the bar about 4 times, and just seeing that, I just wanted to jump in immediately. So watching that match was good for me because it helped me internalize and just kind of think about what I needed to do to help the team and to gel with the team. So I think I see it more of a good challenge for me. And if we're victorious in that challenge, then that will make me the more happy.
All right, so that was Ruel Obio speaking to us a couple of weeks ago when he just joined the club, itching to get out there and to score some goals. Well, he did so on the weekend. He scored a hat-trick. The other goals coming from Chris Freeman and Colby Newquist. For the full edition of that interview, you can go to SportsTownChicago.com, and you can see that one right there. Of course, that win, like we said, gave them 2 wins, and both on the road. They have a draw for 7 points, and they have 6 losses. Not necessarily the best of stats, but I guess it is excusable when you're talking about a club in their debut season. Right, David?
Yeah, it was a pretty tough season. It didn't go as planned, but like you said, we're a new team, and we're trying to get better for next season.
Yeah. You're a midfielder, and we've seen you work out there. Obviously, you have scored some goals, which means that things are happening on the front line, not as much as you would love to. You've also conceded a lot of goals. What has happened? Is it that the transitional play between the thirds not coming together?
If you've looked at our games, you can see that a lot of our goals that we concede are because of our mistakes. And a lot of them come in the beginning of the first half. I don't know if you've noticed, first 30 minutes, I don't know if it's bad luck or we're just not all the way focused early in the game, and we're new players. the defense hasn't really played together a lot, so I don't know.
All right.
I think we dig each other. We dig ourselves in a hole early. And
Real early in the game.
Makes it really, really hard for us to like dig ourselves out. So we automatically put ourselves negative points. So.
Right. And if you notice there, the way that Danny just jumped in right there and he started to provide the answers, it's pretty much the way he plays the game. Courageous, loves to go forward.
Yes.
Loves to run at the defense.
Yeah.
That's you, right?
Yeah, I'll say I'm a really offensive player.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you said, like David said, we usually like first 20 minutes, first 15 minutes already lose the lead. So that kind of is like it just hurts. So we have to fight even harder for it. So, you know.
Right. But does that speak to the chemistry in the team, not knowing each other, or does it speak to just a lack of concentration?
Kind of both, you know. Since we're a new team, I feel like towards the end of the season we're sort of molding. We know, I know like my outside back weaknesses, his strengths. So like I feel like it's all just with time.
Right, and of course operating down that right side, you love to go down, but then you also love to go wide. So is it a matter now of the players in front of you and even behind you, overlapping players, pretty much knowing where to be, when to be, at what time, and exactly what you're going to do?
Yeah. So like it's all about building relationships with my outside back and with the guy in front of me. So once we mold together, then I know I'm gonna know if I go forward, he's gonna be right in back of me.
Right, you know? And David, same thing.
Yeah, I'm more of a holding midfielder. I'm more of like screening the defense and transitioning from the defense to the offense.
Okay. So what has not gone right on the offensive end? I mean, last weekend you scored 5 goals, but there have been games where it would seem as if that you do enough to score the goals, but they just don't come at times. Is it that the team sometimes is a bit too anxious to get that 3 points, trying too hard, or is it just that, you just need to sharpen up?
It's just finishing is just a lack of focus. We get there and then we just can't seem to finish the play sometimes. But at that Olay game, we scored the first goal just before the half. They scored, and then before the half, last minute, we scored the second goal. We were up 2-1 at the half. And then second half, we went in there. We went back into the game with a positive mentality, and then from that, we just finished all the chances that we had.
Yeah, but like we did mention before, that the first game against Ole, a game you expect to win because this team hasn't won anything. What happened in that game?
Honestly, I think it was just it wasn't lack of talent, they were better than us. It was just heart. It was just having like the desire to win. Like I feel like we didn't really feed off each other because it was a new team. So like I feel like once we'll see that guy working hard, then I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna work hard. And so same with everybody else. So it was like lack of heart. I'll say lack of heart.
Right.
Because it's not like we didn't have the talent. The talent was totally there. It was just it's just a new team, Just trying to mold and trying to feed off of everybody.
Right. But speaking of chemistry and gelling, how has things been inside the locker room? Is the team coming together?
Yeah.
Towards the end of the season, we're coming together.
We'll show.
Definitely.
There was definitely more emotion, more people were showing that they actually cared, and that showed that means a lot. Honestly, once you see that people actually care, then it's like, you want to play for your teammates, you want to play for your coach, you want to play for your fans.
Right. And we need to point out here also that this is a very young team, average age of maybe about 21 thereabouts, because both of you are
20.
21.
21, pretty much the story. I think the oldest player we see out there is about 23. So it's pretty much a new team. But speak to us now about playing under C.J. Brown, a legend in the Chicagoland area. What has it been like under his tutelage?
I like him, honestly. I like him personally. I just feel like for me personally, it took me a while to actually try to play like he wants his system. So it was like seeing eye to eye, trying to see eye to eye, trying to get on the same page. But CJ is a great coach. He made it pro. He knows what it takes. But like I feel that the team, well, I can't really speak for the team. I can speak for myself. But like, since from a player's point, it was hard to adjust to his style of play. But I feel like slowly we were all playing for him more and more, and then the results will come.
Yeah. And how has it been for you, David, playing for CJ?
I've actually played for him before, back with Fire. He's a really good coach. The practices they're really well. We get a lot of touches on the ball, and he likes to play in a system where we move the ball and we keep the ball. We're not playing long ball. We're playing short passes. We're moving the ball between our defense, and he likes to get the ball wide. He likes to have a lot of players make those runs into the box.
Right.
I feel like CJ had a vision of how he wanted us to play, and we didn't fully achieve it. But towards the end of the season, like right now, I feel like we're molded into that type of style that he wants us to play.
Right. But we speak of the end of the season. I mean, the season's really a very short one. You only have 10 games.
Yeah.
Do you think that is just way too short?
Yeah, I personally think it's short. I feel like it takes process. It takes time to to figure out how the coach wants you to play. So yeah, it takes time. But unfortunately we only got X amount of games.
And you saw from our preseason games up to like our first when the season started, we were using a bunch of different rotations with guys, and it just takes like a couple games with the same guys to actually mold together.
Right. So am I to understand here then that pretty much you'll be looking better for next season?
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Okay. All right. Now speaking of next season, we still have a game to go against RWB Adria, and that comes up this weekend at Triton College. Another away game. They beat you 5-2 the first game round. This is a return fixture. I mean, are you looking for revenge, or are you just looking to go out there and just play some ball?
I don't know if you remember, but I was looking into your when you guys recorded us, and when you were talking about how we played in our first couple preseason games. I don't know about you, but I saw that we were struggling a little bit, and with that first Adria game, the first half was 1-1. We were playing real well, and then second half we just lost it, and I want to get revenge the second game.
Yeah,
I want to get them back.
I definitely feel like that result wasn't who we are. I feel like Adria, in my opinion, is the best team in our league by far. So I definitely feel like we compete with them. They have good players. We have good players. If we limit the mistakes, then we should be all right. I think we could come up top.
Okay. All right. So as we wrap up, want to wish for you guys all the best as per usual in this final game of the season. It was good working with you over the season. We're not done yet, of course, but want to thank you also for having been here this afternoon. And of course, that game comes up this weekend, RWB Adria, Aurora Borealis. This is where we're going to wrap it. SportsOnChicago.com, STC2. On behalf of the entire crew, this is Courtney Wallace saying good afternoon.